she's been a little bit under the weather. Let's see how she comes out in this first 5-8 minutes of the opening quarter.
Yeah, she's going to really need to set the tone for the Bearcats.
Well, Donovan Hunter back into the starting lineup for TCU, and here is Agnes Emanopu. She was outstanding in that Colorado game. Haley Van Lith. Prince battling inside, couple of pump fakes, and the turnover. That is exactly what we thought Cincinnati was going to do. They want to force Sedona Prince to go into the middle. Hayes has to give it up. Ariel Jackson, the junior out of Brooklyn, New York. To describe her, all I have to say is she makes plays.
For sure. You know, she had to run the point guard last year, but she's back in her natural position, so you'll see that she's going to be really comfortable in the role she now has.
Alias Ndiba, the junior from the Congo, started her career at West Arizona. She came up huge in that win over BYU in the fourth quarter. Van Lith lost the handle, and it's going to belong to Cincinnati.
Again, when you said it's going to be a battle in the paint for TCU, haven't been able to get shots up on the last two possessions, both in the paint, because Cincinnati really tries to pack it in.
You know, we talked about Hilton moving to that point guard spot. They got her late in the recruiting period, but that allows Reagan Jackson and Ariel Jackson to move to their natural positions, which they didn't play last year.
Yeah, when we talked to Coach Merriweather, she said that it really gives their team an opportunity to compete, because when you have a floor general, you know, just really be able to be a leader on the floor and direct your team.
And Ndiba over Sedona Prince. I tell you, watching Ndiba in that BYU game, I can see why she was a two-time junior college All-American. Mark Campbell talking to Brian Garland about over the back.
And one thing we're going to continue to say is how Cincinnati really attacks the offensive glass.
Big time. Cincinnati, they're +7 in rebounds per game. They average 14 offensive rebounds per game. But the key to me is they hold their opponent to only 8 offensive rebounds a game.
And so TCU knows that. It's on the scouting report. But you just got to go out there and perform.
And again, the defensive effort. Stolen. Donovan Hunter, the pull-up, a little bit short into the hands of Hayes. Hayes in her 5th year from Cincinnati. Honorable mention, Big 12 in 2024. Nice pass inside. Turn and shoot. That is the Jillian Hayes that we've seen the last couple of years.
For sure. She has that 10 to 15-foot range, and just being able to be a target right there for Cincinnati, it's a good sign.
TCU loves sharing the basketball, which we see. Agnes Emanopu buries the 3.
And Agnes Emanopu, that is what she does so well, being able to shoot the 3 for the TCU Horned Frogs. She averages 40.5% from behind the line.
How about as a starter, she's averaged over 7 points and 10 rebounds a game. Reagan Jackson has to give it up. Out front, Ariel Jackson was number 2 in the team in scoring last season. Floats that over. Only averages 7.5 points per game, but she can get hot, which she did against BYU in the 4th.
Yeah, she likes that one-on-one game, so she really puts her head down, gets downhill, and so it's a tough matchup.
Sedona Prince, that was classic. She lowered that left shoulder, got her on her hip, and took advantage of it.
And if she just uses her size, it's going to be really hard to guard her.
Now, last 2 games, you talked about in the open, Sedona has started slowly, only 2 points in the first half in the last 2 games.
But the thing is, she still ended with a double-double last game, and so she's very capable.
Reagan Jackson knocks down the 2. The last 6 games, Jackson has averaged 6 or 13 points a game and has shot 45%. Cincinnati by 3. Madison Connor got it. And Coach Merriweather said the head of the snake, the person you got to watch, is Madison Connor.
Because Madison Connor, she's known for her three-point shooting. It's about 44%. But because she's able to still be a playmaker, get downhill with her head up, ready to make decisions, is really why it's hard to guard her, because you don't know what she's going to do.
Talk about that 13-point comeback. Cincinnati scored 23 straight points to open the 4th. From the outside, the 3. Great box out by Agnes Emanopu.
She knows they're going to have to put a body on Hayes, especially on that offensive glass, and none other than Agnes Emanopu to do so.
Connor catch, shoot, can't get it. Haley Van Lith out hustles Hilton for the board. Here's Agnes again. Go inside, Prince, great position inside, can't finish it out. Hayes pulls it away. Go back to Jillian Hayes. I remember last January, Coach Merriweather and I were talking. She said, I have challenged Jillian Hayes. And since then, she has been outstanding.
She is, you know, she said that it's really shown up in her leadership and her maturity this year.
Hilton back of the iron, tracks down the own rebound. That's a hustle play. Up top, Jackson for three, back of the iron. And Deba, offensive rebound and the putback.
And so it's not going to be enough for TCU to just go and pursue the board. They've got to put a body on Cincinnati and back them out.
You got to understand, you go Coach Merriweather all the way back to Memphis and every place else she's coached, their identity has been rebounding, and that's here in this case. And Agnes Emanopu with her second from beyond the arc.
You know, that's what they do on the offensive end, but TCU, they are known for their three-point shooting. And so being able to have that skip pass and Agnes to shut that or knock that three down is really good for TCU.
Well, you talk about an impact Agnes Emanopu makes. She does it every night in so many different ways. It could be shooting threes, it could be rebounding, could be hustle plays. That's a tough cover for Madison Connor with Hayes. Shot clock at 3. And Deba gets the bounce and the roll.
Again, she's just finding that little friendly role here in the Schollmeyer Arena early.
And Deba comes in averaging under 5 points a ball game. Donovan Hunter, the pull-up. She had great position. Hilton overran it.
Yeah, she was just trying to do a really good job of cutting her off to the left. So good job by Hunter of recognizing that and just stop and pop.
Boy, this has been fast and furious. We are tied at 12. Jackson, the pull-up. Hunter will look to push it. Hunter over to Madison Connor. Sedona, great position inside. Credit, though, Madison Connor with the assist.
You know, that's what TCU, when they're at their best, is in transition. They can hit that three, but when you have Sedona Prince on the inside and she had gained position early, you've got to give it to her.
Well, TCU has hit their last 3 field goal attempts inside of 3 minutes to play in a hectic first quarter. Hayes, the pull-up, buries it. She's got 4 in the ball game, has hit both of her shots. Averages over 16 and 10 this season.
See TCU getting into their pick and roll offense here.
Madison Connor can't get it. Rebound pulled away by Hayes.
Looks like she was trying to draw some contact there by Ndiba. Just wasn't able to get it to go down.
Hayes having a career year. The pull-up, got it. Talked about her struggles early. She's not showing any ill effects of the flu or whatever it was she had.
No, not at all. So she's, you know, starting off hot here for the Bearcats, and that's exactly what they need. They want to get to 80 in this game.
Prince with a hoop and the foul. That's going to be on Ndiba. And with that, we're going to take a break. We've got a good one going on in Fort Worth. Cincinnati and TCU tied up at 16. Average 19. Since then, only 7. But that included 16 in the last game where she took 16 free throw attempts. So it's good to see her healthy and scoring. TCU has hit 4 of their last 5, as has Cincinnati. And it's a 1-point Horned Frog lead. Here is Hayes. They push her way outside. The fall away, that's tough. That's matchup right there.
Yeah, for sure. She came down to attack Sedona off the bounce, gave it up and got it back, and was able to knock that short corner shot down. It's really falling for her today.
Well, they got to change the clock. That's what Cameron Inouye made the call. 2 straight years, Jillian Hayes has had 10 double-doubles on the season. She's trying to make it 3 in a row and probably will. What a great family she comes from, by the way. Her dad, Jonathan, played, of course, in the NFL. Steelers. I don't know the other teams. I just know he played for the Steelers.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Okay. But a great family, and you could see her work ethic. And talking to people that know their family, said that's the entire family. They all have that work ethic.
Yeah, you know, that's what her foundation is, and you can see by the way that she plays of how she was raised.
This time she jumped out on Madison Connor, but the offensive rebound and the putback by Taylor Bigby coming off the bench this evening.
Yeah, Bigby said, I can offensive rebound too, get in there and use her length to get up and get 2 more for the Frogs.
Taylor Bigby has been outstanding the last couple of games from beyond the arc. They're going to need that. The lead is 1. The tip, no, into the hands of Sedona Prince. Sedona averaging over 9 rebounds a ball game. Haley Van Lith, the seas parted and she saw it.
Again, they know she's left-handed. They want to sit on that left side, but just the refusal of the screen left the lane wide open for Haley Van Lith.
The 2025 Big 12 preseason newcomer of the year, Haley Van Lith. Hilton, nice pass inside, a rejection. You have a choice of Robertson or Sedona Prince on the block. Bigby quickly coming over is Chloe Mann, who played high school ball at Duncanville. Haley Van Lith, no. And that's going to be a foul on Sedona Prince.
Foul right there, yeah, over the back. That's the call that they were wanting on this end early in the game. And so only 1 foul here for Sedona. She's going to come take a seat. But, you know, you really like what TCU is doing right now. They're being aggressive and not letting Cincinnati's aggression deter them.
Robertson, by the way, got that block. Cincinnati looking for their first win versus a ranked team since 2011. These two teams are also members of Conference USA. Bigby comes up with a loose ball. 2 on 3. Bigby, the step through. The whistle and a foul is going to be called. Brianna Byers is going to be called for the foul, the sophomore out of Paris, Kentucky.
And just real quick step over, using her length to go over Chloe Mann, but Byers is the one who got her. Just looks like she was trying to just block.
There's Taylor Bigby, played at both USC and Oregon. 8 points in 10 of the 14 games at TCU. 5 games she's had double figures. Her high is 17. As the clock goes off, that's going to do it. So TCU will have their biggest lead games of 11 or more three-pointers made. That's TCU.
For sure.
Hayes going up against Robertson, getting physical, no basket. Foul is going to be on the drive. This is Tiffany Bird.
Said that got her on the hold. We'll take a look and see if we can see what was going on there on the baseline. Oh yeah, she caught her on the off arm. Just real quick.
Hayes, born in Norman, Oklahoma. Father was assistant coach for the Oklahoma Sooners at the time. Out front, here's Chloe Mann. Chloe Mann is kind of the backup point guard. She's glad to have Hilton because now she has a year where she can learn how to play point guard on the college level.
Yeah, she's Coach Merriweather's first recruit, you know, being at Cincinnati, and she was recruited, like you said, to be the point guard. But as a freshman point guard leading a Big 12 team, it's tough. And so being able to learn from Hilton is really going to be to her benefit.
Hayes already in double figures. Mann now has to guard Haley Van Lith. That's a tough cover. Bigby, the opening, the sweeping right hand. Rebound's going to be corralled by Jackson. But we're going to have a whistle and a foul. That's going to be against TCU. We'll go the other way with it. Jackson has been active so far tonight. Foul's on Robertson. That is her second. Now Cincinnati with a chance to regain the lead or tie.
Just trying to get some action. Got Jillian Hayes here out of the paint, but always looking to go back into her. You see right there.
Here is Mann. Buries the 3. That's only her 7th of the season.
And Cincinnati's not a three-point shooting team, but Chloe Mann is a bucket getter. She hasn't seen a shot that she doesn't like.
They are the worst three-point shooting team percentage-wise in the Big 12, only 26%. But they don't shoot a whole lot. They're an inside-out kind of team. Van Lith with 7 to shoot. Lets it fly. Hayes comes up with a rebound, and that's going to be a foul. That's going to be on Donovan Hunter.
I thought she had it there to tie up, but they didn't call the jump ball.
Hayes has an opportunity to get a double-double before halftime. She already has 5 rebounds.
And that's an impressive stat there. Just tells you the type of player that she is.
What's even more impressive is that Hayes is going to get a breather. Hadn't been to the free throw line yet. She gets there a lot. Jackson doesn't get it. Whistle and a foul. That's going to be against Brianna Byers. That'll be her second personal foul. I like Byers, though, just a sophomore, has a career-high rebounds per game, but she is tough and she can be explosive.
Yeah, she's really physical. That's one thing I've got written down about Byers for Cincinnati.
They leave Bigby wide open, can't finish it out, man the rebound. One of the things Coach Merriweather's trying to get her to do is slow down a little bit. So she does everything 100%.
You know, she comes from Duncanville, and so she's just a tough player, just kind of get it how she wants to. And so just learning a system here at this collegiate level, it's an adjustment, especially for a freshman.
How about a state title in hoops and track and field? Coach Merriweather had a great line, says she only cares about winning.
And I'm not mad at it at all.
I don't consider that a fault.
She does whatever she needs to do to help her team when she's down.
2 years at Boswell High School before going to Duncanville. Pull up, air ball. Byers not able to get it. Be a shot clock violation. Cincinnati leading by 1.
And Cincinnati's they have this 2-2-1 press. It's more just kind of waste some time. They're not necessarily trying to get steals out of it.
Madison Connor 1 for 4 shooting. They go inside. That is Bigby. That's what makes this TCU team so potent. You can have Connor not shooting the ball that well, but then you have other weapons you use.
Yeah, on that quick early kick up, Bigby had Sedona under by herself, but she decided to take it in and draw the contact.
Delaney Snyder now in the post, being guarded by Sedona Prince on the block. Quick hands by Haley Van Lith. Man slips and falls. That's going to be a travel. That'll be the 4th turnover of the ball game for Cincinnati.
Sometimes just being in a stance intimidates the offensive player. You know, so once you just know that they're there in front, it just kind of makes them have to kind of tighten up their handles. Man lost it on that one and was able to get a turnover forced by Haley Van Lith.
And I don't want to put any pressure on the youngster, but playing in front of your hometown fans, and I'm sure a lot of Duncanville people are in the stands along with her family. A little pressure on you for that. Press is broken easily. In the corner for 3, buried. There's Madison Connor with her second of the ball game.
Hey, if you give her an opportunity, she's going to knock it down. 50% right now, 1 for 2. And she's letting it come to her. She's not forcing them, but when she gets them, she's going to knock them down.
And she does just that. 5 30-point games in her career, and then Cincinnati comes right down and answers with Man.
And Man, she has a winning mentality. Like you said, not going to stay down too long. Turned it over the last possession, was able to knock one down on Haley.
Connor, you think she's going to shoot the 3. She can also drive. Sedona Prince and Snyder both going for it. Ball's going to belong to Cincinnati. Well played first half, I think, for both teams.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's been a back and forth battle. It's been a lot of whistles thus far, but they're playing through it.
Still, you like the tenacity both teams are playing with, and Mark Campbell telling us, Big 12, you got to be ready every game.
You've got to be ready every game. And, you know, we asked him how he felt after the Colorado win. He said any win, again, in the Big 12, he's happy about.
Man can't get it. Connor with a rebound, and Coach Campbell saying, let's go, move it. Connor. Jackson did a nice job of closing before she was able to launch the 3. Van Lith. Shuffle inside, Sedona Prince. She's got 9 in the first half.
Normally you don't like to bounce pass it to her because of her length and having to bend down and get it. But when you have Haley Van Lith, who just knows how to put it on the money, it was 2 points there for Sedona Prince.
Here is Abby Holtman, the sophomore out of Florence, Kentucky. already has doubled her three-pointers made from last season. Foul's going to be on Bigby. And with that, we'll step aside. 4:55 left to play in the opening. At home, average margin to win at home, 36.6. And 11 of the 14 wins they've had this season have been by plus 30 points.
TCU coming out of the timeout here in a zone. Again, just trying to pack the paint because Cincinnati is not a three-point shooting team.
Here's Mann with 2 to shoot, launches, got it!
She's
got some swag.
Oh, she does.
I like that. I like that. She gave the little 3 sign there.
Hey, she's knocked them down today.
Or it was a hook on horn side. I wasn't sure exactly. Up top, Bigby. Bigby gets a step on the defense. And that's going to be a charge, I think, against TCU, and it will be. Nice job stepping right into that by Hilton. Here's that 3 by Mann.
And she said, hand down, man down in front of her friends and her family here in Fort Worth.
Now she's 2 of 4 already from beyond the arc. She's got 8 points in the ball game coming off the bench. Haley Van Lith is going to come out. TCU by 1. We've had 4 ties and 7 lead changes already in the game. We're not even at halftime.
And the Big 12 is just such a battle each and every night. Although Cincinnati comes in 9-3, you can't take them lightly at all.
Not a bit. Because you look at Cincinnati, they've won 5 of their last 6 games. They were picked 13th, but 2 of their 3 losses this season have been by single digits and a total of 8 points. Bigby lost it. And then Bigby's going to be called for the foul. Got Mann in the throat, I think.
And Coach Mark Campbell's letting her play through it. You know, she's able to really stay on the court. She's got to be smart.
This is a TCU defense that, against Colorado, held their top 2 scorers intact, and that's an understatement. They put the clamps on them. Horned Frogs, a very good defensive team.
And they've just got to adjust to the fouls that have been called thus far.
Mann has it blocked. The turnaround by Hayes, short. Agnes Eminopu with a loose ball. And again, Coach Campbell doing the windmill motion. Wants them to get going. They want to play fast. They want to make you uncomfortable on both ends of the floor. And Deba will be whistled for the foul. And that'll be her second personal foul.
And I like that going fast and getting up and down in transition doesn't mean taking quick shots. You see right there still getting into their offense, which is the pick and roll offense there, and being able to draw a foul.
Out front, Madison Connor. Number 2 in three-pointers made a game, almost 4. She's got 3 so far tonight.
You can tell she gets her feet ready and gets set there coming off that screen.
And then they force the turnover. Coming back into the ball game will be Reagan Jackson out of Kennedale, Texas, having a career year in field goal percentage and assists. And Donovan Hunter, only 9 points the last 3 games. She's had struggles shooting the ball, 3 of 13, but nobody works harder than her before games. Nice pass, Sedona Prince.
And, you know, Sedona is somebody that you've got to guard straight up. You know, she has size, obviously, but she knows how to find her teammates as well.
She's really good at passing the basketball. Coach Merriweather even brought that up to us. The long 3, buried by Jackson.
And although Cincinnati doesn't shoot the ball, the 3 ball well, Jackson is their 3-point shooter, just under 30%.
They average 4 makes a game, and they've got 3 already from beyond the arc tonight. And Deba picked up her 3rd personal foul. Here's that last 3.
And that top of the key is where Jackson really likes to take those 3-point shots.
That's a big loss for Cincinnati. Madison Connor, no. Donovan Hunter tracks it down. Connor backs it off. That's going to be a foul. You know, we saw that time Cincinnati going over the pick, but Coach Merriweather was explaining to us before the game they were thinking about going under every pick, even though TCU's a three-point shooting team.
And it's just, she's looking at the percentages of what they make from the three-point line versus when you're in the paint, it's a higher percentage shot. So, you know, just trying to pick their poison with TCU, which is what they want you to do.
Prince way out front, guarded by Snyder. Bigby has to give it up with 5 on the shot clock. Prince again, inside, great position. When she gets the defender on her hip, just call it a day.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Snyder was leaning on her, and so once you as a post player feel what side the defender is on, you know exactly where you need to turn, which is opposite.
But then Cincinnati comes right back and cuts the lead. TCU is led by as many as 6. Cincinnati has led by 4. Here is Prince. They know they have the mismatch with Snyder, and they take advantage. So Ndiba picks up her 3rd, and they go twice in a row down to Prince.
Because Snyder and Ndiba are 2 different players. Ndiba is really strong and tough, but Snyder's long in there.
How about Hayes? Just a little fall away for a dozen points to go along with her 6 rebounds.
Again, and Hayes is going to come back on every time, and they're going to look to get her the ball.
Agnes Eminopu points out to Connor. Hayes has to pick up Connor now. 9 to shoot. Now they switch. Hayes has to trail Connor, trying to catch up, commits the foul. Madison had a step on her, couldn't catch up. Can still flash the pearlies even after the foul's called.
She was just trying to beat her to the spot there, but it looks like they called a blocking foul for just impeding the area that Connor was going.
Madison Connor, an 82% free throw shooter, will go to the line and shoot a couple. Cincinnati has not shot any free throws. This will be number 4 and 5 for TCU. 2 of the last 4 games, Madison Connor has had plus 20 points. Go back to last year. Her first game back from injury, she hung 31 on Cincinnati.
No big deal.
Not a big deal. 1 of 5 30-point games for her, by the way. I'll never forget that. Everything was going in. Lead back to 5. Sedona had the steal. The foul's going to be on Snyder.
And this has been a scrappy game, and they've been calling it like you talked about. TCU getting to the free throw line, and Cincinnati hasn't. Cincinnati averages 18.8 attempts at the free throw line per game, which is 2nd nationally. And so the defense that TCU has been able to put on them and not send them to the free throw line is really impressive.
Coach Merriweather, what a job she has done. I mean, you look at what she did at Memphis. Led them to their first 20-win season in more than a decade. Went to the Sweet 16 of the WNIT. She took over Memphis after they had won just 4 games and led them to 16 the next year. This is the most first half points at home in Big 12 games under Coach Mark Campbell for TCU.
TCU shooting 57%. So again, they're really just finding the bottom of the net.
6-point advantage. We've got 10 to play here in the second. Jackson tries to turn the corner. Agnes Eminopu stays with her. Jackson baseline, just lost the handle. That is what Eminopu brings.
She had clamps there on Jackson, and it's really impressive again to do that without fouling, because it's been a little bit of touch game here for the officials. Again, just moving her feet, beating her to the spot, hands up. It's great defense there.
You feel her presence every game. And that's the way the first half is going to come to an end. TCU ends the first 20 minutes hitting 5 of the last 6. They have the 6 points.
Yeah, that's probably a point of contention of trying to get some fouls on TCU there in the paint and get themselves to the free throw line.
They average 18 makes a game. Van Lith launches the 3, and she's got it.
A beautiful screen set by Madison Connor so that they can get Van Lith open there in the corner, able to knock it down. She only had 2 points in the first quarter, which she's the leading scorer for TCU. And so, again, just trying to get her going in this next 20 minutes.
Well, she played that Colorado game under the weather, had food poisoning, had IVs and all that. Whistle and a foul is going to be called. So Haley Van Lith back to normal.
See just movement on that backside. Madison Connor set a screen there on Jackson to get Haley Van Lith open.
The last 2 games, Haley Van Lith was just 1 of 7 from 3. So that helps. And here is Jackson. Reagan Jackson, coached by her mom, Rhonda, was a 2-time All-State player. But the great trivia question, Krista Gerlich, the head coach at Texas Tech, her dad actually coached Reagan Jackson's mom.
Oh, wow.
That's my minutia stat of the day.
There you go.
I like that. The 3 on the way, buried Madison Connor. First third of the game.
Same spot there for Madison Connor on the next possession. And TCU getting back to what they do, the 3-point shooting.
All of a sudden, the lead goes to 10. And Diva playing with 3 personal fouls. They kick it out. The 3 by Jackson knocks it down. That's the 4th 3-pointer made by Cincinnati tonight.
And really good job by Jackson. She had a hand in her face there at Madison Connor, still able to get it to go.
And again, go right back down, working on Diva with 3, and she can't do anything.
And the scout is to send Sedona to the middle so that you can have help side, but help side was late. Sedona able to use her size.
13. Or 16, I should say, for Sedona Prince. And the lead is 9. And Sedona Prince with a rejection. That is number 53 on the season. Number 1 in blocks per game. Van Lith gets popped by Ariel Jackson. Let's go back to the block.
This is just team defense. She just hit a 3, so Madison Connor was fighting over the screen. But again, Sedona Prince able to come up and help, use her length.
Haley Van Lith, number 7 in assists per game, playing her 149th game, 148th start. Back of the iron, Prince has it knocked away, 2-on-1. Knocked out, last touch by TCU.
And Donovan Hunter on the defensive end is lethal. She's gonna play you 94 feet. And so as soon as that turnover happened, she sprinted back and was able to just back tap that out of bounds. So it wasn't an easy transition for Cincinnati.
Donovan Hunter, an outstanding defensive player. Hayes over Eminopu, no. And Diva battles for the rebound. Possession arrow will belong to Cincinnati.
Again, and that's how valuable Ndiba is when she can be on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Able to get that offensive rebound. Eminopu was able to tie it up pretty quickly, but again, just really trying to get them extra possessions to get back into the game.
This is a Cincinnati team that's much better offensively than they were last year. They're just about +9 points per game more than what they scored in 2024. Hilton. Prince pulls it away. That's her 4th rebound. Agnes Eminopu thought about the 3, didn't take it. And Prince goes right to work on the block. That's going to be a travel. Shuffle the feet.
And I wish Eminopu would have attacked off that first kick from Donovan Hunter. If she would have attacked quickly, again, just putting Cincinnati's backside defense in distress.
Cincinnati, one of 9 NCAA schools to have an all-female staff, the only one of the Big 12. Taken away. Another turnover. That'll be number 8. Van Lith leans in. Can't get it, but she'll go to the line.
She's so crafty. She was able to use that right hand to kind of swipe away at Jackson's hand that was on her. You'll see right there, just using that to swipe away, but Jackson kind of got greedy and was trying to, get it in there.
Right.
Got a foul call.
You made the point a couple of games ago, too, that Haley Van Lith has the uncanny ability to find an opening driving when there isn't an opening to drive.
And she's so crafty, for sure. And especially going to her strong left hand, she's able to just really manipulate the defense. And it's because she plays at such a pace that she can do a lot of counter moves, and she plays off 2 feet as well.
Has a good chance of setting the TCU record for assists in the season. She's 92 away from Natasha Lacey. Set that back in 2004. Came into this game 5 rebounds away from 600. She's now 4 away from 600 for her career. Mann is checked back in the lineup. Freshman out of Duncanville. She was big in that first 20 minutes.
And is trying to bring some scoring threat here for Cincinnati.
Hilton has been pretty quiet so far tonight. Nothing to do on the baseline. Catch, shoot. Man, no. I think she thought the shot clock was going down.
And that's what, you know, playing at home really helped you, the atmosphere. She thought the shot clock was going down because the fans were counting it down, although they were counting incorrectly for that reason. Again, being able to play at home and really make it a really tough place for other teams to come in really helps.
Man, 2 of the last 3 games, she's been in double digits. She's got 8 today. Here is Madison Connor. That is such a sweet pull-up. Hayes pulls it away. 7 boards to go along with 12 points for Hayes. Looking for her 8th double-double of the season. That leads the Big 12. And Deba rejected by Sedona Prince, her second.
Sedona just timed that one up perfectly.
On the drive, Emanopu with a right hand counted.
I didn't know what she was going to do because she's already knocked down 2 threes. Again, but the decisiveness that she has, that's when she's at her best.
6-0 run for TCU. The scoring drought for Cincinnati now 3 minutes. They're down by 13. TCU putting up the pressure defensively.
And one thing when watching tape on Cincinnati, when things kind of get tough, they try to go into a lot of that one-on-one game. And you'll see TCU's forcing them down deep into the shot clock.
Hilton has to launch the 3, not going to get it. Connor had it, lost it, and Deba had it, lost it. Emanopu comes up with it. TCU with numbers.
There you go.
Madison Connor, that's going to be an offensive foul. She had the stiff arm. I mean, we had a good angle of that.
Yeah. Sedona Prince also went down, so I didn't know who they were going to call that one on.
I think you had a choice. They're going to call it on Madison Connor.
I would say that was an accurate one.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, our angle was perfect on that. And she put that chicken wing up. Just about halfway home here in the third. Cincinnati trying to stop that 6-0 run. Outscored 12-5 by TCU here in the third. And that's going to be a foul. Brianna Byers is fouled on the play. With that, we're going to take a break. We're inside of 5 minutes. Horned Frogs with their biggest lead of the game at 13.
And everybody kind of chuckled about it, but when you challenge a player, which he has such a great relationship there with Sedona, and so you can challenge her in a loving way for her to respond. And I think the response in the second half last game, as well as today thus far, is really showing up.
Only the 4th free throw attempt for Cincinnati so far tonight. And again, this is a team that lives at the free throw line, taking over 24 a game, making 13.8. Here's Hunter out front. Bigby being guarded by Hayes.
Again, but you can see she's looking for Sedona. She was just waiting for Sedona to get her position so she could make sure to get the ball into her, and you see that in the shot attempts.
That was a foul away from the ball. Brianna Byers picks it up. And that'll be her second personal foul, 13th foul. Cincinnati 0 for their last 7. One of the reasons they're down by 12. Van Lith played off the screen perfectly. Nice box out by Byers that time. quickly down the floor, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul in the basket. That is the speed that we knew we would see from Hilton.
Again, just being able to get downhill, that is what her game is. On that left-hand side, able to draw a foul and finish classic three-point play. And when you have such an elite point guard on your team to really know to take advantage of TCU not getting back there in transition.
And she gets to the free throw line. She averages over 5 free throw attempts a game. This will be her first. But Jillian Hayes, that's the big one. She takes almost 8 free throw attempts a game. She's yet to go to the line today. And now Tiffany Hayes is just going to make sure that was a correct foul. Brian Garland coming over to check.
And that's 4 on Taylor Bigby, if that is correct.
And the officials just making sure they've got it. So Bigby picks up her 4th with 4:22 to play in the 3rd. Can't complete the three-point play. Hayes tries to get it. Knocked out. They're saying, well, they're going to give it back to Cincinnati. And Coach Merriweather wants a little explanation on something. It'll be Cincinnati's ball. Mann will trigger it in. Hayes being guarded by Robertson. Mann lets it fly. Another rebound. Sedona Prince, that's number 5. And the foul's going to be called on Tanea Hilton. Out of Toronto, Canada. Started her career at Georgia, ended up going to Texas A&M. That's part of the problem Hilton has had this season. The team has 3 players who have been disqualified for games by personal fouls. All 3 of those go to Hilton.
Yeah, when I talked to Coach Merriweather, you know, like you said, coming from Georgia, Texas A&M, now they're both SEC squads, and now you're here in the Big 12. The SEC is known how physical they are. And so now adjusting to the Big 12 and how things are called, she said, you know, she has to adjust the officials, and they're going to call more things. Like, you can't go and, you know, play football there like you can in the SEC here in the Big 12. And so that's something that she's having to learn to adjust to.
And she also picked up her 5th foul at a very crucial time for BYU, but Chloe Mann came in and did a very good job running the point for her. Van Lith thought about the 3. Now she'll take it. Possession arrow TCU.
Didn't even have to get another ball to get that down.
No.
You got to sit down to Prince on the court.
Usually you have to get one of the ball kids to do it.
Yeah.
You know, with one of those mop handles. So TCU will have it. 4:03 to play in the 3rd. First half flew by. 3rd quarter, a little bit slower pace. A lot of mopping up today. By the way, we were given all the scores of around the Big 12. Want to congratulate Jamie Dixon's squad. Big win over Kansas State today, 63-62. Game-winning basket, under 12 seconds left to play in the ballgame. Then played some pretty good defense.
Yeah, pretty good defense, and you've got to congratulate them on that. Schulmeyer Arena was rocking earlier today for the men.
Van Lith. Boy, Chloe Mann was just run over by Sedona Prince. No foul, but Cincinnati will have it. Madison Cotter back in. Haley Van Lith is going to go out.
It looks like they just called a warning on Chloe Mann for flopping.
That's only the 2nd one I've had this year.
Yeah, it's a new thing that they've got this year. You know, I think the next one would be a technical foul.
It is. We actually had 2 earlier this season in Big 12 play where a technical was called. On top, Mann. Shot clock at a dozen. Mann, the hesitation, got in traffic and just lost the handle. Tried to do a little too much.
Hunter was there on that backside. She had 3 people around her in white jerseys.
Cincinnati just one of their last 9. The spin move. Nice ball movement. Robertson to Connor. Bigby working on the freshman. Nice job by Mann poking it away. 8 to shoot for the Horned Frogs.
TCU does a good job of flipping sides of the floor. They really skip the ball so that the defense can't just kind of stay on one side and has to guard the full length.
On top, Prince hands it off Connor. Want to go right back to Prince. That is a classic pick and roll.
And Madison Connor put the ball exactly where Sedona Prince needed it. Madison Connor averages 3.9 assists per game. You'll see right there, put it where the defense wasn't. Jillian Hayes was on her right-hand side, so she gave it to her on the left, finishing through contact and getting herself to the free throw line.
Madison Connor's season high is 7 assists. She just tied it. Her career high is 9. I'm telling you, that Coach Merriweather was right. The head of the snake of TCU, I mean, you got the big three, obviously, but Madison Connor does everything.
For sure.
Cincinnati just one of the last 9 from the floor.
TCU icing that on-ball screen, forcing a turnover for Cincinnati because they had to flip the floor.
And that'll be the 10th turnover for the Bearcats. Cincinnati only averages just under 13 turnovers a game. They force over 19, and they've only forced 8 today.
And when we talked to Coach Merriweather, she said that's one thing that she's proud that they're doing better this year. Last year, they averaged about 16, a little over 16 a game. It was their Achilles heel. But once you're able to take care of the ball, that's going to give you more possessions.
Abby Holtman's checked into the lineup. Abby Holtman was found out that she was declared hard of hearing at the age of 4. Her sister has the same problem. Got hearing aids at the age of 4. Hasn't affected her. Here is Connor with 4 to shoot. Tries to split the defense. No basket. That was a crafty play by Madison.
Again, with the shot clock winding down, the versatility that she has, she's a 3-layer scorer off the bounce, able to put it there. And again, it went in, but they said no continuation there, getting herself to the free throw line. But again, just the 3-layer scorer and the playmaker that Madison Connor is makes her so dangerous.
Ramaya Bird will come into the lineup, the redshirt freshman from Colorado Springs, redshirted last season. Only her 12th game she has played this year. For Sedona Prince, by the way, 4th time. She's coming up to her 4th time with 20 points in a Big 12 game. That's impressive.
And I think when you play through Sedona and really play through the post, they've got to respect her. It shrinks the defense, and that opens up that 3-point line where they're really effective.
Agnes Emanopu will come back into the lineup. Coming out front now, Hayes. Hayes working on Robertson. Splits the defense. That prayer won't be answered. Sedona has it poked away by Bird. TCU will have it. 1:57 in the 3rd. Cincinnati scoring drought over 2 minutes. And boy, if you do that against TCU, they're going to make you pay.
They really are.
TCU outscoring Cincinnati by 9 here in quarter number 3. Inside, beautiful play, count the basket and a foul. Robertson with a hoop, her first basket tonight.
Being able to beat the press, now you have numbers, make a decision, make the defense make a decision on what they want to guard. Jillian Hayes kind of stunted there at Agnes, so she dropped it off to Aaliyah Robertson, and we all heard the foul from here.
Oh, yeah.
Again, another 3-point play.
And Aaliyah, the last 4 games, has shot 53% and averaged just under 7 points a ball game. 8-0 run for the Horned Frogs. Biggest lead of the game at 18. They've got to manufacture some offense. Got to get an easy basket. Hayes is going to be fouled. And it's going to be a Madison Connor.
Looks like this number 3 on Madison Connor. So Big B with 4, Connor with 3.
And Jillian Hayes will go to the line. Again, we mentioned that she averages almost 8 free throw attempts a game, 7.9 to be exact.
And when she gets there, she shoots just under 74%.
Career high points per game, field goal percentage, rebounds per game for Jillian Hayes. What is impressive, she has upped her points per game every year.
And one thing, you know, she's a 5th-year kid who came back to Cincinnati. When we were talking to Coach Merriweather, she said she really prides herself, you know, in being from Cincinnati and being there for all 4 years and making that commitment to this program.
What a concept. We don't hear that very often.
You know, yeah, this is the era of the transfer portal, which for TCU has been a positive thing.
Right.
You know, being able to find some pieces that really fit what you're wanting to do.
72 seconds left to play in the third. The lead is 16. Again, this is a Cincinnati team that came from 13 points back against BYU, scored 23 straight points to start the 4th quarter. BYU didn't even hit a field goal to the final 23 seconds in the 4th and final stanza.
Yeah, you can't count them out. You know, they came back. That was last game, and so you know that they know how to do it.
Robertson, nice job getting the hand up. Here comes Connor. They give her a lot of space. I'll make you pay.
Mark Campbell standing right in front of us. Before it even went up, he had his hand up because he knew if it's in Madison Connor's hand in transition, wide open, it's going down.
Madison 4 of 6 from 3, 18 in the ball game. Her shot is so pure.
So pure. You have to sell out to it, but that's what makes her such a dynamic player because she can also beat you off the bounce.
Now Ariel Jackson comes up. They needed that one. She's one of those players that got hot in the 4th quarter in their last contest. Shot clock turned off. The lead is 17. On the drive, Van Lith. That's going to be an offensive foul against Haley. That'll be her 4th personal, or check that. That'll be her 2nd personal foul.
And really good job there by Holtman. Again, she was able to transition over early and just get her feet set to take that charge.
Now they've got 3.2 to work with. At the buzzer, and the shot's not going to go. Good 3rd quarter for TCU. Start putting the basket in the hole. That's the problem they had in the 3rd quarter. They only shot 25%, only made 3 hoops. From the outside, the push shot counted. How about that from Abby Holtman?
Abby a little under 40% from the 3.
And then TCU does what they do best, hitting the 3.
Madison Connor said, I can do it right back to you. And there's little room for error here for Cincinnati. Even though they had one go down, they've got to get back quickly because TCU wants to push.
I think they got to realize there's not a 17-point play, but they got to start getting good shots, and a timeout's going to be called. Coach Merriweather does not like what she sees offensively. And with 9:02 left, we'll step aside.
To manufacture some offense, kind of went cold there in that 3rd quarter, only scoring 12, which is the lowest scoring quarter for them of this game thus far.
And again, now I think Coach Merriweather probably wanted to say, why aren't we moving the basketball? It's allowing TCU to just tighten up their defense. There's Hayes, can't get it. Prince the rebound. TCU again wanting to push. Quickly coming down court, Daly Dunn picked up Madison Connor right as she crossed the timeline.
Yeah, when TCU pushes, it really puts the defense in distress. They have to make some decisions about what they're going to guard.
Go inside. Prince, no. And it's going to be a travel.
Really smart by Prince to kind of just let go and let Dunn there fall with it, get called for the traveling so that they can keep the possession.
And Haley Van Lith will bring it in. They'll put a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Van Lith looked for Madison Connor, instead gets it out to Prince. Eminoku. Nice job, and Deba knocking it away, but it'll belong to TCU. And Deba again playing with 3 personal fouls. She picked up number 3 at the 2:18 mark of the second. That's when TCU started to take control of this game going into Sedona Prince. Connor left open. Buries the 2.
Whenever she's able to knock down a shot in front of her bench, she just gets so hyped. You know, they love to see her have success. All the work that she puts in comes to fruition when out here on the court.
Well, she already has an Ann Myers-Drydale National Player of the Week, Big 12 Player of the Week. She's got 23 today.
And then Jillian Hayes, like I said, only 2 points there in the third quarter, able to get herself to the free throw line where she's most effective for another chance at a 3-point play.
And she finds a way to get to the line. Fourth 20-point game, by the way, this year for Madison Connor. And Hayes completes the 3-point play. Big B goes down low. Again, look where Prince begins that possession.
Because she did the work early, was able to really bury Ndeba there in the paint, and so it can just be a touch pass for the shot.
Holtman launches again, and again she knocks it down. You have to look at the scout because 73% of her shots are threes.
And I thought that Big B got a hand on that. It was still able to get it to go down.
Look at it again. Interesting shot. Season high is 9. She's got 6 today. But the lead is still 15. Now Connor being guarded closely by Dunn. Van Lith has it knocked away. Here comes Hilton. Hilton to Hayes inside, draws contact, and the foul will go to the line again.
And Cincinnati knows how to get themselves to the free throw line. We didn't see it in the first half, but you'll see here in the second half, they are getting themselves there. This is going to be attempt number 9 and 10 for Cincinnati.
After no free throw attempts in the first 20 minutes of play. And Jillian Hayes will go to the line. 3 straight years she's led her team in points. Great pedigree. Talked about her dad, Jonathan, but want to mention her mom, Christy. She was Missouri Conference Player of the Year at Drake. Her mom scored over 3,400 points in high school. Her brother, Jackson, played at Texas, now plays for the Lakers. And Deba counted.
And she's been doing a really good job when she's on the floor there on the defensive end guarding Sedona Prince. But again, 8 points for her, just finding her way in the paint.
And a 6-0 run for Cincinnati. Eminoku underneath, count it. She goes to double figures with 10.
A little shot flake, was able to avoid Hilton, who was jumping out of the gym.
TCU very much aware what this Cincinnati team did to BYU last game. And the foul's going to be called. That'll be on Sedona Prince. That'll get Ariel Jackson up off the bench for Cincinnati. And Aleon Sendiba will go to the stripe. And Deba, her mom, or I should say, grew up in the Congo, went to Western Arizona. She brings a lot to the table. You watch her on tape. She's got quick feet, not a big-time scorer, but pretty good defensively.
Yeah, she makes her presence known there. You know, she puts a body on people and is really physical there in the paint. Cincinnati struggled when she was on the bench.
Absolutely. Lead down to 13. It was 19. Connor. And lays out of bounds. And with that, we're going to get a timeout. TCU whistles the timeout. 6:11 to play in the ball game. Can TCU increase their
4%, but you can see how they really can change the game once they get
13 in college basketball. Hayes triggers it in. Ariel Jackson, Mom Kim Hampton, played at Arizona State. Number 4 pick, WNBA draft by New York, was an all-star center. Hayes. Jackson with 10 to shoot.
And TCU's making them get all the way through their offense, but good job there by Cincinnati's Daily Dunn to finish it off.
Daily Dunn averages just about a point and a half a ball game, but the lead is down to 11. Connor working on Dunn. Dunn, nice job recovering. Bigby with 4 to shoot. Bigby one-hands it, no, got her own rebound. Up again, ball is loose, still loose, picked up. And here comes Cincinnati, not out of it.
Again, the fight that we've talked about, they come back in the fourth quarter last game against BYU and still just trying to give themselves an opportunity here tonight.
TCU trying to make it a sweep today. The men winning on this court. Now the women are trying to do it. Hayes on Eminopu. Everybody's on her and she still gets it.
Eminopu on her. She had Sedona Prince, come over there and help side, and she's still able to get it to knock down. She is such a force in the paint, and that's why they continue to look to her.
And Sedona Prince can't get it. 20 points for Hayes.
It's above her season average of 16.3. So again, just coming in here and really trying to be dominant.
Her 4th 20-point game. That's going to be a foul. That'll be called on Bigby. That should be her 5th. So Taylor Bigby's going to foul out of the ball game. She'll leave with 7 points, 3 rebounds, and a couple of assists. Donovan Hunter will come into the lineup. And at the line, it'll be Abby Holtman.
So far this season, she's 100% from the free throw line.
How about Abby Holtman? Talked about Abby and her sister Paisley. Abby donates half of her NIL money to the audiology department at Cincinnati Children's Hospital.
That's such a great story again, with the NIL being able to be in college athletics at this point, using it for a great cause that her family has been affected by.
I tip my hat to that family. 7-0 run now for Cincinnati as we hit the 4-minute mark. Lead down to 7. It was 19. Connor bumped off, stops, pops, makes it. 6th three-pointer made by Madison Connor today. She's got 26 in the ball game.
Again, because she is a 3-layer scorer, Daily Dunn was just trying to cut her off, but her hands were down. She wasn't carrying a high hand, and that's all Madison needed.
And TCU quickly down court. Lead back to double digits. Boy, I tell you, they called that foul on Ndiba. I didn't really see it.
I think Coach Merriweather's argument is that Sedona is kind of going under and holding her arm. The referee's saying that Ndiba's pushing. Again, just really physical there in the paint on both sides.
Well, Ndiba just picked up her 4th personal foul. Still a lot of time left in this game.
And for TCU, they're trying to run some offense, use the clock to their advantage.
The handoff, Connor left wide open. And Cincinnati down by 10 with the basketball. They've hit 5 of their last 6 field goal attempts.
And again, they're going to look to go into Jillian Hayes. She's been producing for them all night.
And there it is. No place to go. Good defense by Eminopu. And the shot by Hilton, not going to hit anything. TCU will have it with 2:43 left.
Again, Coach Mark Campbell said he was really proud of the defensive effort that they played against Colorado,
right.
One of their best defensive outputtings, and they're doing it again today, getting them down into the shot clock.
Connor has it swatted away. And Cincinnati will have it. Nice job by Holtman getting the hand up.
Just tapping it out on Prince as she was falling out of bounds. Really high IQ play.
Everybody looks up at the clock. Inside of 2:20 left in regulation. The pull-up jumper. Back of the iron. Rebound, Madison Connor. Connor with 7 assists. 2 off her career high. 7 ties her season high. Van Lith. Tried to thread the needle to Connor, threw it behind her.
But I like the movement there by Connor. Again, because they're doing that pick and roll. If you have movement on the backside, that's going to cause confusion for the defense of who's supposed to be in help side, and that's what TCU wants.
And that's what they've done. Less than 2 to play. Hilton. Jackson back to Hilton. She walked with it. Untimely turnover. And Dunn's going to come into the lineup. They're going to bring Reagan Jackson out.
And trying to get some presence in that backcourt, try to get their hands in some deflections.
They come way out now with Donovan Hunter being guarded by Jackson. Connor, Dunn on her. Connor bangs in. I'll tell you what, you've got to appreciate as a former player how Madison Connor sacrifices her body just to make that contact.
I like that she goes out and seeks that contact, you know, so she can just make sure that it's not getting blocked. She puts her shoulder into Ndiba's chest right there, getting herself to the free throw line. And I love the physicality in there.
I do too. Nobody will ever call Madison Connor soft.
At all.
Not a bit.
Another thing that I've really noticed is TCU's done a really good job of setting hard screens. They're not just kind of rolling through it, rolling through the motions of their plays. They're trying to get each other open. Again, that's the unselfish basketball that they play.
Now Cincinnati, after having a nice little run, they've hit a scoring drought, closing in on 3 minutes. And Madison Connor with it. TCU has never started conference play 3-0. They are 60 seconds away from that happening. Also, their 15th straight win inside of Schollmeyer, which would tie the record.
Good defense there by Hilton coming on the backside, just knocking that off, because it would have been a great pass there to Sedona Prince on the backside.
TCU, of course, after today's game, they head to the road. They have to play in Lawrence, take on Kansas. Big win today for Kansas, and then to Lubbock to take on the Red Raiders of Texas Tech before returning home.
And they've already had 1 road win at Central Florida. Again, they've had 2 games here in the Schollmeyer Arena at home. So again, taking this win streak on the road and trying to get a win in Lawrence is going to be difficult. Again, road wins in the Big 12 are difficult, but you know, this team is more than capable.
Now, Brandon Schneider's squad is so well coached at Kansas, and they showed that today, getting their first Big 12 win. You better be ready for them. 47.9 left to play. Mann will check back into the lineup. A lot of substitutions by Coach Merriweather. And a whistle on a foul.
I think
they have to be undone.
Yeah, that was their 5th foul. So now TCU going to the free throw line. Cincinnati was fouling just so they can try to get another possession.
Well, they did get it, and now TCU, they can sew this one up from the free throw line. And at Madison Connor at the line, 28 points in the ballgame.
Like you said last time out against Cincinnati, she had 31 in her first game back from injury. Again, she just has the Bearcats number.
Trying to get her 6th 30-point game in a TCU uniform. And she's one away from that. And with that, Cincinnati's going to take a timeout. 46.6 to play. TCU on a 6-0 run, helped by the fact that Cincinnati has missed their last 4. They come fast and furious, but he gave a lot of credit to the staff for doing and getting ready for this game and then getting ready for their next game.
You know, you've got to lock in and so that their team knows exactly what the tendencies are of their opponent, what the plays are that they like to run, and so they can be ready for them. And yeah, that takes a lot of work.
Hilton lost it, can't get it. Donovan Hunter's got it, 33 seconds. And a foul's going to be called, and we'll go down the other end. Cincinnati scoring drought now over 335. And Holtman's going to come back into the lineup. Mann will go out. And here's Donovan Hunter, the sophomore from Medford, Oregon. Started her career at Oregon State. Tell you, look at what she did at Oregon State. She was the first freshman to start at point guard since Sydney Weiss.
You know,
impressive.
Elite company.
Yeah, I'd say so.
She's done a good job here. You know, a different role than she had there. More here, it's more on the defensive end and the energy that she brings for TCU on that side of the ball. But again, as a sophomore, has so much basketball left to be played.
Madison Connor will bring it down. Up by 15 as TCU's on an 8-0 run, and that's going to do it. So TCU will go to 15-1 in the year, 3-0 in Big 12 play. First time they've ever started conference play 3-0, and they will tie the Schollmeyer record for consecutive wins at 15. 81-66 is the final. Madison Connor with 29 points. Sedona Prince, another 20-point game, has 21. Final thoughts?
I think